All right. Day 29, days, well, I'm combining them again. Days 29 through 32 of my 40-day water fast. New environment. I'm in New Orleans, and it's been quite the adventure. It's been super busy, just going nonstop every day, and it's been challenging, to say the least, juggling all this and finally having a little bit of downtime to myself to record this. So it's been, I'll just go into the numbers that I do have. I realize now maybe it would have made sense for me to travel with my scale, because I didn't realize that it was going to be so challenging to actually have access to a damn scale. So there was a couple of days that I was not able to weigh myself. So I'll just give what I have. So starting at day 29, I dropped down a fair amount. On day 28, I was at 189.2, and on day 29, dropped down to 186.6. Main thing I did at that point was I just once again switched back to just drinking just plain water. Nothing added whatsoever. So then that dropped things down quite a bit. So, lost a little more water weight, I think. pH went down a little bit, 6.5. Still, pretty almost alkaline. And then sleep-wise, let's see, 29. Went to bed. Let's see. The night before, went to bed at 1:10 in the morning. Okay, not too bad. Woke up at about 8 o'clock. I think woke up momentarily, passed back out, and then continued sleeping until like almost noon. And then ketones, again, I think things were just going off track. I'm definitely was starting to really go a bit off track. And so ketones dropped down to 1. And then after that, the following nights, day 30, I was up until about 5:30 in the morning, out partying, hanging out with a bunch of new friends, in New Orleans. I'll see on day 30, didn't have any. Actually, I did not. I was traveling. So on day 30, traveling, I was traveling all day, so I did not have an opportunity to weigh myself. Didn't really sleep at all. There was like an 8-hour layover in Las Vegas. And so I just did not get to sleep at all. I was just up all night, and then traveling, and then finally arrived following day, like about almost 9 o'clock at night in New Orleans. And then 30 and then 31, I was here, but then got up at like 3 o'clock, something like that. I think I passed out early at like 10 o'clock. Woke up at like 3 in the morning. Passed back out. I'm not even sure. The times are so screwy right now because I was just getting swept away from, like this person and that person. And just like, I was just like oh, come here, check this out. We're going to this other place now. We're hanging out with these other guys now. And so it was like that nonstop. So I just, the times are so all over the map. I'm trying to make sense of my times, sleep times with my Aura Ring, because these times are so all over the map. And then yeah, went to sleep. Yeah, let's see, 5:30. Yeah, on day. Yeah, and then on day 32, managed to finally get to a nearby gym. Did a sauna. Just did a sauna, spa and sauna day. Did that for like an hour and a half. Weighed myself. I was 185. pH 6.5. Ketones 2. And then just, you know, it was just it was, you know, a lot of fun hanging out here, but obviously it was definitely challenging trying to do all this stuff, you know, with all the different options out here, you know, food wise and everything. And I'm just staying here with my buddy, you know, at my buddy's place here in New Orleans. Went shopping for costumes, shirts, clothing, and stuff. You know, there's a lot of cool stuff here. Definitely got the vibe. You know, the French Quarter. You know, hanging on the French Quarter area, and there's a lot of cool stuff here. I really like. You know, it's like they got like the witchcraft stores and stuff like that, and it was pretty cool just going into some of those and getting some more insights. And I'm definitely interested in learning more about like shamanism and different spiritual practices, and you know, spells and stuff. Is, you know, just these, you know, learning and looking into it. You know, it's all fascinating stuff. You know, can't just dismiss things out of hand. There's certain, you know, there's definitely energetic things that I totally see and have experienced things. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I really like I like the area. I like the people are really friendly. That's the one thing I definitely noticed. As soon as I got here, there was just so much more friendliness here. I mean, the biggest thing I really noticed when I first got here was like, there's no last call I was hanging out outside this bar. I was just having seltzer when I first got here, just seltzer water and lime and stuff, lime juice. And there's no last call. I mean, aside from what the bar decides to be the last call because they just want to, like, they're tired and just want to go home kind of thing. But aside from that, it basically just keeps going. Music keeps going. Party keeps going. People are just outside the bar, out on the street, drinks in hand. People are like, can just walk home with an open bottle of alcohol in their hand, you know, or walk from one bar down the street to another bar, you know, and it's just fine, you know, everything's fine. And I was just like, coming from California, San Francisco, where it's much more of a nanny state, it's like, it's suddenly, it's just like this, you know, an eye-opening experience. Like, whoa, like this, like there's the level of freedom is so much higher. Of course, you know, the trade-off is they're like, and, you know, we're also like the murder capital of the country, you know, so, you know, there's trade-offs to everything. But there's definitely something extremely appealing to that. And I can't deny that was very appealing, seeing that. I was just like, damn, it just like, the party goes until the party wants to stop. And it's much more organic, natural forces at play, instead of having things end via government mandate, which is so lame. Because, you know, generally speaking, I believe the government doesn't know what the hell it's doing most of the time. And even if it has, quote unquote, good intentions, those good intentions are more often than not totally mismanaged. At least, I mean, that's what I see most of the time. I very rarely see that government actually makes wise decisions about anything these days. I mean, the entire, you know, well, everything that's happened in the past couple of years is very much, evidence of that. They completely destroyed a lot of the economy. Half the small businesses went under. Half the restaurants were destroyed. Because just a bunch, just foolish politicians and stuff. So, yeah, the less government is involved in our lives, the better, as far as I'm concerned. And being here is just like, it feels very refreshing. Like, there's some other things that are a bit more chaotic and fucked up a bit, I guess. But I guess it's part of the charm. I'd rather have things a little bit fucked up and free than all nice and tidy and, a little extra tidy and locked down, if you know what I'm saying. So, yeah. So So I'm definitely liking New Orleans a lot. There's definitely more that I like than don't like at this point. And so I could totally see myself spending extended periods of time here. Yeah. And also I just noticed like the people here are on average just way more friendly and way more outgoing than I noticed than in the Bay Area. The Bay Area feels like the Bay Area has way more pretentious people, way more like egotistical, like self-centered, self-absorbed, self-aggrandizing, like just people walking around like they're just too important to engage, unless they already know you specifically, they just like choose to ignore or something. I don't know. That's the vibe I get. Whereas over here, it felt like as soon as I arrived, boom, 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 it was immediate that I had all these people like just happy to engage and start talking and like befriend me and stuff and like, yeah, I'm just like, that kind of stuff doesn't happen so quickly. I find in the Bay Area, it takes more time for that kind of stuff to happen. But over here, it was like, it's like I made so many new acquaintances and got so many different people's phone numbers, and I was already just like hanging out with all these cool new people. Like, when the first 48 hours of arriving, it just like things just started happening so much faster here than I find back in the Bay. So that's something peculiar, very interesting. I like that there's a lot more desire to connect with each other over here. It seems to me like I'm just walking down the street and just random people will just say, "Hey, you look like so and so," but I don't mean like someone's soliciting me, but it's just like genuine interest and curiosity and like, giving some compliment about something, and then just striking up a conversation, and it's just like, yeah, there's just a lot more feeling of community and connection and interest around here. That's really refreshing. And yeah, so I like it a lot. So, if you've ever been to New Orleans, I highly recommend it. The roads are some of these areas are pretty messed up. So be prepared for a little bit, not smooth driving roads, and things can kind of flood a bit at times, and all that. But it's a really, I can feel the magicalness of it, and also the like how the style of the buildings. It definitely has a Caribbean, there's definitely, I can see elements of both like Caribbean and French influence in the designs and the color schemes, and it's just so much like cooler aesthetic than a lot of the places back in the Bay Area, back in the San Francisco Bay Area. That there's got it's got its cool, architectural, but a lot of it's just like feels mostly cookie cutter. you know, in a lot of places back in the Bay. Whereas over here, it feels like the color, the variation in the colors between each building, each building has a lot more variance that I really like, you know. And yeah, it's just a lot more colorful, a lot more use of, you know, wider palette of colors. That's really fun. Yeah, so yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. So I'm today 32, and I'll see you for see you for day 33. All right, bye.